Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a great weekend, are raring to go for some more great writerly advice to help you on your journey. To begin with, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had this problem while writing your story, adhering to your reader expectations? Well, have you? Well, if so, you're in the right place because I will be sharing with you how to adhere to reader expectations in your crime story. That will help you solve the problem you're having. I'm going to break it down into 10 simple steps, so be sure to stay to the end because you don't want to miss one single thing. Now, who am I to be giving you this advice, you probably ask? Well, I am the gray-haired writer who has the experience of writing and publishing 2 novels, No Remorse, No Regret, and No Rest for the Vengeful, with a 3rd and 4th in the series, No Mercy for the Guilty and No Retreat for Justice, coming out in a couple of months. So without further ado, here's my video on 10 tips on how to adhere to reader expectations. 1. Establish a gripping hook. Your inciting incident must be compelling. Since we are talking about crime fiction, you can start with a crime in progress. This could be like in the movie Heat, where it starts off with the crew preparing for a heist, then the commission of the crime. Or if you ever watched the TV show Cold Case, it always starts off with a murder, then the case goes cold, then it comes into the present day. Number 2, craft an engaging protagonist. Your readers will expect a highly skilled detective like John Rebus in the Ian Rankin books, or if you're doing a cozy mystery, an amateur sleuth who has some unique skills. Something like perhaps a chef who has great attention to details might notice a smell that indicates a poisoning. Maybe. If you're using detective with a dark past trope, subvert it by having the character's past as a source of vulnerability. For more information on how to subvert this trope, check out my video on Improve Detective with a Dark Past. The link is in the description. Number 3. Create a complex mystery. Your readers will expect to have multiple suspects in a mystery, so have each person with a viable motive for killing the victim. In a thriller where the reader will know who the criminal is, maybe, but not the protagonist, have the villain be at least as powerful and cunning as the hero. That way the protagonist must go deep into his or her skills to come out victorious. You should also introduce red herrings, which are clues that mislead the cops away from the one who actually did the crime, which ties into foreshadowing and clues. Scatter the clues throughout the book, making them subtle and have them point to who the criminal is. But remember not to have evidence that wasn't hinted at earlier. This is the Chekhov's gun rule, which is a story element that at first seems unimportant, but will later have great significance to the outcome of the story. Kind of like you have a gun at the beginning of a scene and not have it go off sometime later. Number 5. Build suspense and tension. You can pace the story by having action alternating between quieter investigative moments and chase scenes, or anything else like that. And you can keep the tension by adding stakes in the story similar to the ticking time bomb. Now, I'm not necessarily saying a literal time bomb in the story sense, but maybe there are 2 days to find a buried victim before they run out of air and die. Water break for that. Number 6, logical and satisfying resolution. The criminal must be caught and the hero must save the day. And the victim, of course. The resolution should tie in all the clues and subplots, and the readers should feel like they could have solved the mystery right alongside the detective. Number 7, readers will expect a strong villain. Readers will feel cheated if the criminal is caught by chance or the hand of God, or simply because the bad guy was stupid. The villain will need to have credible motives and not be bad just because they feel like being bad. For more information on villain tropes to avoid, check out my video on the worst villain tropes. The link is also in the description. Number 8. Adhere to the genre tropes, but innovate. What the readers will know that your cop is going to catch the bad guy, that the hero will win in the end. They want to see how the hero comes out on top. Some of those tropes are gritty realism, justice served, or moral ambiguity. Make sure to put a fresh spin on those tropes. One example of this could be the femme fatale character. Instead of making a woman, perhaps have them be a man or non-binary character. Another way to subvert a trope is to have the murderer sympathetic. Perhaps they were under duress, or something like in an episode of Cold Case, a father murdered the man who had kidnapped his son and was responsible for the child's death. Number 9. Atmosphere and setting. The setting should be integral to the plot and not be a backdrop. A gloomy environment in the urban areas can add tension, or a remote setting like an island can be helpful in adding tension and stakes. Like, how are we going to get off the island before the killer strikes again? Number 10. Ethical and moral themes. Your readers will expect your crime story to explore justice with the criminal getting their comeuppance. You can also have shades of gray in your story where the motives are not so black and white. This could have your readers wonder that they would do in a similar situation where the actions might have been understandable even if not justified. So, there you have it. My 10 tips on how to adhere to reader expectations in your crime story. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to smack that like button, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell to be notified when each new video goes live so you don't miss any important writing advice. And if you so desire, subscribe to my newsletter where you will receive a free short story. The link is in the channel description. Be sure to check out my video on making your characters relatable. That should be coming up right around now, soon anyway. Have a great day and week. So long, my friends.